What if the most profound lessons about life, death, and purpose aren't hidden in ancient scrolls, but in a pixelated plumber who can only move to the right? So, what can a 40-year-old video game teach us about life? A lot, if you're willing to read way too deeply into a guy in red overalls springing through a magical kingdom on a vaguely explained mission to save a princess with minimal backstory. Welcome to an Overthinker's exploration on the hidden philosophy of the original Super Mario Bros. Episode 1, Kick the Shell, Skip the Goombas. As I've explored various life philosophies over the years, one concept that stuck with me is the idea of next play. Originally instilled by my love of Duke basketball and Coach K, it found a new depth in my study of Stoicism, which emphasizes focusing only on what you can control and letting the rest go. You can't go back and change your last move. You're standing where you're standing. The only meaningful question is, what now? Somehow, I connected that philosophy with a childhood obsession, the original Super Mario Bros. In the game, one of the core mechanics is deceptively profound. You can only go right. Once the screen scrolls forward, you can't go back. The past is gone. Every missed jump, every enemy you dodged, coin collected or missed, it's all behind you. Mario lives in a literal next play world. You might be perched on a cannon with a guy throwing hammers at you while spinny fireballs rotate below. Not ideal. Definitely not covered in trade school. But it's your current reality. And there's only one direction left. Forward. Or more precisely, to the right. And life often feels like that too. This got me thinking, what else might the Mushroom Kingdom say about life, philosophy, and the human condition? We'll skip over the psychedelic implications of mushroom eating and flower-based powers, no offense to Rastafarianism, and focus on something more profound. As it turns out, the list of Mario-inspired wisdom was longer than I expected. So buckle up, or rather, plug in, blow in the cartridge, hit the power button, and hope for the best. Let's get philosophical. Kick the shell, but own the consequences. Ever gleefully kicked a Koopa shell across the screen only to have it bounce off an unseen pipe and ricochet back in your face? That's cause and effect. It's also a solid metaphor for Buddhist karma and Stoic discipline of action. Mario can boot the oversized turtles, but we must be ready to deal with what happens next. Every action we take is a choice we control. But how the world responds is something we need to own. We can kick the shell, but once it's in motion, we've surrendered control. Stoics call that fate. Buddhists call it karma. Either way, you own what follows. Thinking like a Buddhist, let's consider our karma. If we act with good motivation, our actions are positive, and the result is likely positive. If our motivation is selfish or negative, the results will follow. In the Dhammapada, we read, "If with an impure mind a person speaks or acts, suffering follows him like the wheel that follows the foot of an ox." You can use a Koopa shell to clear a path, but if you did it out of impatience, rage, or ego, don't be surprised when it boomerangs back. Mario doesn't get to say, "I didn't mean to die from the shell I kicked," but that's not how this works. So some shells are left best unkicked. Which brings us to another truth about living in the Mushroom Kingdom. Ignore some Goombas. We can try to stomp on every enemy. We can waste time and risk chasing every minor challenge, but we don't need to. In Super Mario Bros., there's plenty of danger that you can simply walk past. No points, but no drama. Just forward momentum. That's emotional discipline, not cowardice. Seneca, the Roman Stoic, put it like this: "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." We panic over petty fears and waste time on status quests as if we have infinite time and no better purpose. We waste time chasing validation or fighting unnecessary battles. Mario doesn't need to stomp every Goomba to reach the flagpole. We don't need to resolve every slight or prove every point to live a meaningful life. We can even jump forward a couple millennia and look to Naval Ravikant and think, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Were those few irrelevant points worth the risk on our broader mission to save the princess? Probably not. So pick your battles. We encounter a lot of Goombas in our pursuit of broader, more meaningful goals. Often the best reaction is just to ignore them and keep moving to the right. We've reached the end of episode 1, and we've barely made it past World 1-1. Join us in episode 2, where we turn up the volume, listen to the music, and explore what Mario says about time, purpose, and what happens when the soundtrack speeds up. If you enjoyed this first episode into my unnecessarily profound philosophical analysis of a fictional pixelated plumber, consider subscribing. No spam, just overthought out articles every Tuesday with occasional bonus material. Thanks for your support.